Hey guys, my name's Katie. I just decided to sit down with my crochet and make a video. It's a project I've already started. I'm making a shrug and doing this little square pattern. It's a double crochet and then like a couple single crochets across, and then connecting it with another double crochet down like three stitches over, and doing that continuously. And I just thought I was making this video, and it wasn't recording. Oh my gosh. But yeah, I just want to record and chat a little. You know, I was watching the YouTuber, The Unexpected Gypsy today, and she really inspired me. And I like how she just does her art and she connects with her audience by talking about her life and even like emotions and things like that. And that's something I would love to be able to share with people. I have been also in a transition. I've been doing massage therapy for 25 plus years. I have taken a few sabbaticals here and there. When I moved from New York to South Carolina in 2010. And when I first did that, I didn't jump right back into doing massage. I had been doing massage for 10 years before that, and I took a little time off. Well, a little time off turned into a lot of time off. I ended up finding a job I really liked, and was there for almost 5 years. And then I started doing massage again in 2015. And now it's 2025, and I mean, I'm going to talk about astrology here, and it may be new to some of you. I think it's really fascinating. You know, they talk about the transits that we go through, and I've been in my Chiron return and pretty much getting through that. I don't know really how long that lasts, but I think it's been like a year and a half. I think when I turned 51, I went into my Chiron return, like the exact degree that my Chiron was in when I was born. And then the thing is with Chiron is it goes into retrograde a lot. So it is a little bit of a slow journey through your Chiron return. But so Chiron return is basically the wounded healer. You know, that's what it represents in our chart, like the wounds from our childhood, and in a specific area, like depending on where your Chiron is. And so I believe like generationally, like everyone born at my age, you know, is a similar Chiron. I think the house it's in, though, it changes. But yeah, you kind of go, how do I want to say it? Things from your childhood that like are incomplete, like wounds or beliefs that maybe need an upgrade, like come back around. And it can feel difficult. And I'm also in what they call Chiron on the midheaven, which is, the midheaven is related to like your career and your public life. And so that's another transit, like where you kind of get a chance to review those things, like your public life and your career. Like, you know, it's up for review. And and it can be fraught with difficulty. I think there's something about rest and like kind of, you know, yeah, because things need to change. Agreements you've made, beliefs you've had about what your work is, what your purpose is. Things might really need to change. And in my case, I really do feel that that's true. I'm super, super grateful for my marriage, because my husband is, you know, earning and giving me a little safety net so I can be in this transition. I'm grateful for him every day. I am still working, I'm just working less. And yeah, trying to understand what do I really want to be doing, what feels more fulfilling. It's less about the money and the hustle and more about what feels good, what feels right, what feels connected, what feels heart-centered. And I'm in this transit into May of 2026. So in this moment, I'm choosing to make a video about my crochet and about my experience. At the end of the line here, we have these five single stitches. So I'm going to go into the third one. I don't have my glasses on, but I got it. Yeah, so let's see, and then now I make another 2, 3, 4, 5 single stitches, and then I'm gonna turn my work. I mean, I guess I am taking a risk that people who would be interested in crochet would also be interested in these esoteric topics. But I feel like it's not necessarily about the crochet, it's about the, you know, doing something creative. Doing, you know, something that inspires you. And basically, I like the term having a kiki. It's kind of from, like, I learned it from RuPaul's Drag Race. You know, like, yeah, kiki, like where we can, people who find my channel, we can kind of just talk and connect and yeah, can share what's going on, talk about life. I've just been going through a major transition this year. I mean, I feel like it started a couple of years ago. Perimenopause. I mean, for us Gen Xers that might find me here, you know, perimenopause and menopause, and I'm in menopause. You know, it's been unexpected. I guess all women go through this eventually. I guess if we're lucky enough to live it this long. But, you know, the invincibility that you feel is when you're youthful, you know, it just starts to change when you really see how your body's changing. And that's been my experience. You know, I've dealt with health stuff. I was always a little up and down with my weight. And, you know, I was never skinny, but I go through periods where I'd be like super inspired and working out all the time and drop weight. And then it usually was related to my being single and being in a long-term partnership. I think when I was single, I'd always kind of get that super motivation to lose weight, work out, be more mindful of my diet. Then when I'd get into a, you know, loving and cozy partnership, like I wouldn't feel as motivated for that and just get in that, you know, fat and happy kind of place. And then maybe not so happy eventually. But yeah, I noticed in the past handful of years, since my mid-40s, how that was getting harder. Was like the weight gain was coming on, and then I was starting, I didn't know I had high blood pressure because I wasn't really going to the doctor or anything. Eventually realized I had high blood pressure, and then realized that my blood sugar was really high, and I had diabetes. And I've been working on that for a few years now. And I mean, you could say that I'm grateful for it because it has really made me have to focus on my health, and, you know, hopefully I'm gonna be creating, you know, healthier habits that will stick with me into my later years. And that's what I really have been working on, is creating better habits. Number one thing for me is walking every day. Most days I try to walk every day. If something comes up, the weather is really hot down here, if I don't get to walk in the morning due to having to do massages or the weather, whatever, if something kind of obstructs that, then I might not walk that day. I've learned this summer, like once it's past 11 a.m., it's pretty intense. And I don't like to walk under that much stress, meaning the heat. So I might do other things, do stretching, or I do this thing called Jinshin Jitsu, which is kind of like a, how could I describe it? It's like a point holding. It's based on acupressure and just some kind of like mindful embodiment kind of work. So yeah, but I try to walk, and lately I've been fine-tuning even like my vibe when I walk. I'm not so much right now like getting out there to like, you know, kill it and like walk my fastest and be pumping my arms briskly. I do that sometimes, but right now I'm really learning how to walk with enjoyment. Walk with like my breath flowing and a feeling of pleasure and ease. You know, listen to my music, and it's something that's called heart coherence. There's some, if you look up heart math, there's a company called Heart Math, I think that's the whole name. They talk about something called heart coherence, or brain and heart coherence or something. And it's really learning, because what I've learned is that the diabetes and blood pressure, a lot of the basis for that is high cortisol and high adrenaline. And that's how I live my life. Even though I was like, you know, like this peaceful massage therapist, you know, I feel like the energy behind it was like busy and back-to-back massages, and just always like a push and a hustle. And pushing past what my body was telling me. And I know it might sound crazy to some people, because that is the norm in this culture, at least. I can't speak for other cultures. In this culture, I feel like it's the norm to hustle and push. Like that's what we're taught. Like that's how you do it. That's how you lose weight, and that's how you make money, is by that push and hustle. And what I experience as overriding what my natural signals are. And that's what I'm learning at this stage of my life, that I'm not going to do anymore, come what may. But I'm kind of under the belief that good things happen when you lower cortisol, when you lower adrenaline, that good things happen. You know, in my mind is a belief that, oh, if I keep listening to my body and going slow and not working as much and not hustling when I'm, you know, burning those calories, that the other shoe's gonna drop and something bad would come of it. But I'm starting to challenge that belief and say, well, what if that's not true? What if listening to my body and taking care of myself in a heartful way, that good things come from that? And this is the experiment I'm playing with right now. And so doing crochet is one of those things that creates peace for me. And, you know, rather than me asking, how am I going to, you know, make money from this? It's like, what if I wasn't asking that? What if I was just doing it? Because it's really enjoyable. And it's really been kind of cool to challenge the beliefs and to really to tune in to how it feels being inside of here. I think there is a relationship with perimenopause and menopause and this, what I'm talking about. And I'm not saying girls that are younger than that, you know, can't access this. But I found that once I started to, once I stopped menstruating or was slowly stopping, I started to care less and less about the outside things. And in a way it was alarming because I was used to feeling like I cared. Oh my God. Like, yeah. There's that thing, the We Do Not Care Club, that I found. I think I found it on Reels, not on TikTok. But it's here for the perimenopause years. You just feel like not caring. Meaning that the whole focus is for the outside, how it looks, how it appears, you know, what others might think. That noise really quiets down. And in a way where I thought I should care, like I should care more, you know, that I wear my hair in a messy bun every day. And I was like not caring. And I mean, if I was single, maybe I would have cared in a different way. But yeah, so I'm at a place where I'm tuning more into the internal, how things feel and how I feel. Am I happy? Am I at ease? Or am I stressing myself? Am I holding my breath? Am I pushing through? Am I overriding? This has been like really, really profound for me. And in this moment, I do feel that ease. You know, it's a beautiful day out. I'm doing my crochet. I took my nice, beautiful, enjoyable walk this morning. I'm about to make a really nice lunch. Excuse me. And I have just one massage this afternoon. And then I'll just come back and get back into it. Doing this and just rolling with the punches, my favorite thing in the world to do. So maybe that's it for now. I'll post future videos when I have more completion here. I don't know if I'm going to post my lunch. I'm about to make a really nice lunch, kind of an experiment, like a zucchini rollatini. And just going to slice some zucchini. Maybe I'll have to boil them and blanch them. And then make a mixture of ricotta cheese with an egg cracked in it, and maybe put some tomato sauce in there. And then roll the eggplant, roll this ricotta cheese, and then put tomato sauce on it and put that in the air fryer. And it might be messy, but I kind of just thought of it and it sounds yummy and healthy according to how I'm eating these days. You know, wanting to get some veggies in and wanting some kind of proteinish, which is, you know, the egg and the ricotta cheese. And may or may not, I don't know what kind of carbs I'll have with that, but maybe that'll be enough. Maybe I'll just have a lowish carb lunch. Like the tomato sauce will be the carb. And yeah, I guess that's it for now. I'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks for joining me.